Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another craft with me. This is an inspired video. I watched this quite a while ago on, what was her name? Charlene Studio 21. I love her videos. She's very innovative, very creative in what she puts on her channel. Very, very different kinds of projects. Very creative. So that's where I got the inspiration. So I hope that you'll hop on over to see her video. I will show you the template, which has her information on it below in just a moment. It will also be linked down below in the video description box. But basically it is a, what did she call it? I can't even remember what she called it. They are a spinning ephemera. So I'm like, that's right up my alley. So I have my Fabri-Tac, my Barely Arts white glue, my ink. I've got a small circle punch. This one is not very big. Let's see what size it is. I don't use it very often. So it is, looks like an inch, a 1-inch punch. I've got my bone folder pencil, and I've got my cutter over here as well, which we can grab in a moment. So this is what it is. So I put it on a journal page. So this will be part of the full page idea series as well. So this looks a little bit crooked. Oh, because it moves. So look at this. It moves. Okay, so that's not the best part. Okay, so that moves, but it is a writing space. Thank you so much, Charlene. I saw this video a while ago, like I said, and I was like, I have got to try that. I am all about the interactive ephemera, and I'm all about writing space. So we're going to do this, but we're going to do it a little bit differently on one of our ones on camera. So that's the journal page. So that will be for the sewing journal. And then I did this one that I made smaller. So it's shorter. It measures, this is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4, and then our turning piece is 3 spinning pieces, 3 1/4 by 5. 4 1/2. This one's smaller. So yeah, that's what that is. But this one is smaller, so it's a little bit chunky and fat. It's 5 1/4 inches wide, but it is only 7 inches tall. And this one I did a belly band. So with the belly band, now I have this place. This is the belly band right here, okay, behind our spinny piece. So that's the same thing, but it opens this way. And this can be turned like this to be written in like that, or to be written in like that. So I love this idea. And you guys, it is so easy. It was so funny in the video to hear her talk about how she kept thinking this should be harder, but it's not harder. And I found that to be true as well. It is so easy. So that's the second one that I did. This is the third one. I put it on the inside of a journal page. So like that. And this one is just the same. It's the spinny this way, but I put it on a belly band. So we're going to do that as well. So we're going to do one with a more expandable writing space. I'm going to try. You could also put a little booklet in there, would be so super easy. Oh, the possibilities are endless. But this one's under a belly band, and it's same spinny feature. I made sure that mine didn't affect this page. I mean, they do when it turns just slightly, but not a whole lot. Okay, so that is that. So I'm all done. I mean, I didn't want to make any more for the sewing journal, so we're going to flip on back to the spring journal because I still need more ephemera there. I did do 2 videos. I don't know, getting ready for vacation, so I'm not sure where they are lining up in the schedule, but I did put the ephemera in the Grungy Library lap book. I put the ephemera in the other Grungy Library journal, and after those videos were done, I just need to do the finishing touches and do the flip throughs. So no more ephemera for those. So this is the template. So I wrote some basic notes. I don't have a lot of time to spend on this, but you can take a picture of this. It will also be at the end, at the photos at the end of the video, giving the inspiration person there, and then you could make a pocket here. Oh, we didn't do that. Maybe we'll do that. I didn't do that on my other samples, so that would be a great idea. Yeah, with our focal image, we'll do that. So that is that. So I don't have the dimensions on this template, so you're going to have to pay close attention. It is a little bit negotiable, let's just say. So there's some things that have to be a little bit more precise, and other things that you can make however you want and whatever size you want. So I've already cut this one all up, so I thought we would start with that, and then we'll go from scratch on this one. So sorry, I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat. I've been gone all day with my older sister. I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to go to her doctor's appointment with her, and it was a joke. She is not getting medical care. That's not health care, and so I'm really, really frustrated with that. So in this one, this is my journal page. Okay, I picked this one because I really wanted to not have something that was going to totally take over the whole image on this page. So I'm not going to worry about inking things up right now, but this one we're just going to do the straight up little flippy space. So this is our flippy space. You guys understand my English, don't you? So I made this 3.5 inches wide. Well, the full height, so 3.5 wide by, looks like 10 inches long, and then I folded it in half. Okay, so that's what we have, and that's because that's going to clear that, right? So that's just something to think about. And then you're going to want 4 little strips. So these are minuscule. I don't even know, they don't even have to be a precise measurement. It's 1/4 inch by, they're so small it's hard to hold, by 1 1/4. I didn't measure them, I just cut them. So we got 4 of those. That's part of the mechanism. You've got 1 strip that is looks like this is about 1 1/4 inches wide. And it is the width of whatever your spinny piece is. So you want it to be the same width as that. Okay, so I already cut, and then we punched a hole. And then I do, like she did in her video, cut this down so that it's kind of even on both sides of that circle, and that will make more sense in a minute. So that's another piece of the mechanism. This is the last piece of the mechanism. I'm hoping that I cut this the right size. I kind of was winging it. So that's 3 pieces, 3 different elements of the mechanism itself, and then this will be our picture for the front, okay, which we'll make a pocket out of, if I remember. So I'm going to take a moment. I'm just going to ink this stuff up, and I will be right back. Okay, so almost done here. This is a point where you could decide if you wanted to round any corners, and I'm feeling like on this one I do want to round the corners. So we are going to round the corners on the bottoms of this and on the corners of our journal page. So let me grab my corner rounder. Usually I can get through 2 layers, so fingers crossed. So I'm going to use the 10mm. Like so. Just give that a little bit of ink. I should have done that before, but I wanted to mention it before I just lopped those off. And then on this one, it's going to open like this. Okay, so I'm actually feeling like I want all the corners to be rounded, so we're going to do that just to be different. Today is Tuesday, July the 8th. My oldest daughter's birthday is coming up on Thursday. She's going to be 38. 38. Is she 38 already? She was born in 1986. Oh, 39. Oh, Tina, I'm so sorry. She is going to be 39. Beautiful woman. Sweet woman. Okay, so let me get rid of those little crummies so we can continue on. So we don't need the journal page right now. This is our piece that we're focused on. So we're going to turn it over, and we're going to go ahead, and we don't have to be concerned about inking any of this because it's not going to show. But what we want to do is we want to glue this on. Oh, it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit big. Let me just trim just a hair's breadth off of that. I thought I measured that, but I clearly did not. Is that better? Yeah, because we don't want it sticking out. So we're going to glue this. We're just going to glue these short edges, okay? I got to put put that pin up. I had to buy more pins because I keep throwing them in the trash. They get scooped up with the trash on my desk. And so I bought 2 packages this time. So now I have 10 pins. I don't have to worry for a while. Okay, so we're going to put that right here. We're aiming for the middle. It's not like critical, I don't think. Let me just kind of get this in the vicinity. There we go. Okay, and we're just going to line that up right there. Okay, and right there. All right. So, and then these little things, you're going to take them and fold them in half. Okay. And I did find it was very helpful if I really, really burnished that with my nail or with my bone folder, and just make sure that that fold really holds, because when you start putting together the mechanism, they can move around and it can be a little bit frustrating. Charlene was talking to her paper. Stay there, stay there. I watched it like 3 times because she had a lot of variation to hers that I really enjoyed too. And I love being able to get inspiration from other creators and then make it my own, not in terms of the credit, but in terms of just expanding on that idea, which is what I'm trying to do here by putting it on a belly band or putting it on a belly band or behind a belly band, or, well, on a belly band, I guess. So, as is in the case here. Okay, so those are our little pieces. So now what you do is you're going to take this and you're going to stick this from the inside of that circle to the outside, like that. And then I just gave it a little bit of a crease once it was in its home so that it doesn't move. And then one here. Okay. Because you don't want them to move if at all possible, but you can't glue them, so, because then the spinny wouldn't work. I always appreciate creators that bring this kind of stuff because I don't have a mind for it at all. Not in terms of, there's just too much mechanics to it for me. So I appreciate Charlene. She's a sweetheart too. Oh, come on. Get in there. Okay, now I'm talking to my paper. You want to get in there, right there. Come on. You got to get home. There we go. Okay, just kind of touch them again, make sure that they're all behaving. And then this piece is going to go on top. And so I made that just the right size. So what I was going for, what I did on my prototypes is I did trim the corners. I didn't measure, but I just want to clip those so that they don't show. Okay, so as Charlene mentioned in her video, is this piece, this last mechanism piece just has to be bigger than your circle. That's all. Okay, so now we're going to put glue on each of these little tabs, not on the inside of them. You're not gluing them together. You're putting the glue on the top. Oh no, it keeps moving. Come on. Now I know what she was talking about. I want to get plenty of glue there. It's late in the day for me, guys. It was a long day with my sister. Really long day. She works for Walmart, so she can get Walmart's insurance, and so I'm going to be pushing for that when they have their open enrollment and get her off of the state plan, because it is not medical care, in my opinion. Okay, so there we go. We're just going to push that down. Okay. Hopefully nothing moved. Let me see. Yep. Looks good. I'm just peeking to make sure everything looks like it should. I'm just going to push all that down. And so then this spins right here. Do, 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 do. Charlene, you are magical. I love you. So cool. Okay, so now let's go ahead before we attach it to our page, and we're going to make sure that this is going the right direction, and we're going to put this image on. So I'm going to round these corners as well with the same corner rounder, the 10 millimeter, and we're going to make a pocket out of this. I didn't cut a card small enough, so I'll have to do that off camera because that was an afterthought. So I'm just going to ink this up. And then we're going to do one where we are doing it from start to finish, just so you can see that process. You know, sometimes that's important to people. So on this, I think I want to make the pocket at the top. Actually, let's go ahead and do a thumb notch. Grab my bigger circle punch here. I mean, potentially you could have something fall out by doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I'm just aiming for the center. Okay, and that's going to go right there. Beautiful. So we're going to glue on these 3 sides. Put that in place. I'm just kind of I-spying, trying to remember what it looked like when I just put it down. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, so now we've got a pocket on the top, which I think is nifty. That moved. There we go. Okay. And then this is going to go right here. Oh, that's lovely. Love it. Okay. So, but when it gets written in, it's going to spin. So you can write in it, you know, you can write in it this way or this way. So now we glue this down. So this square that we have here is going to all get glued down. And I am going to use my, my white glue. It's kind of hard to see the edges because I did green on green. This green paper is from Riley B. Graphics. It should be linked in some of the other videos. I'll try to remember to link it here. So I'm a busy bee trying to get everything done. You know, meal prep and packing and art and stuff. I came home from being with my sister and I had to do something organizationally in the studio. Her place makes me feel out of control. So I'm going to just place that on there like that. Okay. And hopefully this is going to work. It should. It should. Okay. So I don't really need all these pieces. I've cut all these. I think I was thinking of a belly band on this one, but I'm not doing that. So then it turns. Boom. Turns. Everything stays within the boundaries. Well, there's a little bit there, but I don't think it's a big deal. Okay. Now, this would be a problem in a journal though, because unless you put it like at the beginning, oh, I don't know, because see how you're going to have to watch that catching, but it can also pop up a little bit. So I don't think it's really a huge problem. I didn't think about that being on the outside page of the journal, but that is our first one. I'll put a word or something on there off camera, but that's our first sample. So I've got all these extra, so I'll cut a card out of these for that little pocket later. So let's move on and show you the nuts and bolts of this. Okay, I'm just moving some stuff out of the way because I'm going to need the cutter over here. Okay, so this is our base. And these are our journal cards that are going to go behind the belly band. And then this is going to be our picture for the front of the element. So, uh-oh, where's my journal page? I didn't make a journal page for this. What? Give me a quick second. Let me find that. Okay. I picked this journal page. I haven't showed you these images. This was another kit that I had purchased that I love. So let's just fold this in half just so it's ready. We'll decide if we want to put the element on the inside of this or on the outside. I'll decide that a little bit later. But she's ready to go when we're ready. Okay. So my idea was to create a flip down writing space. So if I did this and I took this and I broke it up into 3, let's see how long it is. It is 10 3/4. So if we cut it to 10 1/2, and cut it to 10 1/2, and then we'll go from there. 10 1/2, because then I can get 3 even portions, I believe. Okay, right? 10 divided by, where's my phone? Hold the fort. Can never find my calculator. Where are you? There we are. So 10 1/2, 10.5 divided by 3. Yeah, 3 1/2 each. So now we can score this. We're going to go this way, and I'm going to score at 3 1/2. No, that doesn't work. What? It's not going to work. because now we're at 8.25 or under 8.25. That is not going to work. So we're going to just change our direction here, and we're going to do the same as we did on the other one. I wasn't thinking about that. I would need another piece of this. Even that wouldn't work. I need like a legal size. So we're just going to go with the standard size. So this was, I'm so sorry guys, I was so prepared. So this one measured, our element measured 3.5 by 5. So that's what we're going to go with here. So my apologies. Actually, we're going to go this way, 3.5. So we'll have room for the belly, or we'll have space for the belly band. So that's 3.5. Okay. Oh, I just did that wrong. Ah! Okay, it's just going to be smaller. That's okay. I should have cut it the long way, and I didn't. So no sweat at all. It's just going to be a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. So it's 4 inches instead of 5. Okay, that is all right. Okay, so there is our base piece. And then we need to cut our little strip that goes this way. That measures the exact same distance. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to do this and mark it. It's 3.5, guys, in case I confused you. So this is 3.5. We'll be able to get a bunch of stuff out of this piece of paper. So feeling crowded here. Okay, so 3.5. And then what I like to do is go ahead and cut my circle now, because then I can decide how wide this needs to be. So you want to find your center as best you can. It doesn't have to be precise, but you don't want it to be super cattywampus either. So I'm just going to go there. Okay. And then we're just going to cut this so that it's the same distance approximately as this side. So hopefully that makes a modicum of sense. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that is one of our mechanisms. So that's that. And then we need our square. So I think this square size worked really, really well. I don't remember what the dimensions were though. So I think they were 2.5. I think it was 2.5 by 2.5. Let's try that. If I remember correctly. So 2.5 by 2.5. Yep, is our base mechanism. And then we need 3 strips. So this is a little bit long, so I'm going to just take some off of this. Okay. About like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut. And I'm just cutting at 1/4 inch. I think these are 1/4 inch wide. So 1. Now I don't have a belly band piece for this now because I cut that paper wrong. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We'll have to cut a belly band out of something over there. So I think we're done with our cutter for now. So let's bring this back over and bring our image to, so this one will have open this way. So let's go ahead and put our image on. I'm going to leave this one squared. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this really quick. Actually, let's cut this down first so I can do all the inking at the same time. So I think I'm going to just trim this down a little bit smaller. Just take off a little bit more of that green on the edge. And at the top. And this side as well. We're going to have to lose part of this image though. So what do we want to lose? I think I want to lose it off of the, oh, that's a bummer. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm really, really bummed about that mistake. Yeah, we're going to have to work with it though. So let's just, well, let's cut off a little bit off the top. Well, let's just cut off the green and then we don't have to worry about there being a border on any end of it. So then we can take some off of the top here without feeling like we're being weird with that green border. So that was what I was thinking about there. I was a little hung up. Okay, and then we'll see if we got any closer to the size that we want here. Closer. So let's take a little bit more off. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the bottom, and that should be good. That was a little rough, guys. I'm so sorry. Don't go away, mechanisms. We need you. We need you. So do we want to round these corners? Now that I took off that border, I think I do want to round them. So let's do that. So that's that. So let's ink these pieces up. I really goofed this one up. I'm so sorry, guys. I had a much better plan here that I didn't actually execute very, very well. Okay, so there we go. So we can put our image on here. We're just going to put it on. We're not going to make anything special out of it. Although one could make it a double thing where this one turns as well. Wouldn't that be fun? Should we do it? I think we should do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're going to cut. I know, just leave it to me, right? To be weird and throw everything off. So we're going to make a second mechanism here. Why not? We can do it. Okay, so I'm just going to move this stuff and trim that down. Why not? We can do what we want, right? I tell you that all the time. It's our project, right? Okay, and then we're going to punch our little circle so that we know what to cut off the other side. So again, I measured, that doesn't look straight. I guess we're going to find out. Is that straight? Yeah, it just must be my lion eyes. Okay, so we're going to, again, try to find the center-ish. Okay. And then we're going to cut off the excess on this side. This is just practice, right? For the mechanism. It's all right. That means we need another piece of everything. So, so this needs to be smaller. So I think we can go, just guessing, guys, about there for our base. We may have to trim that down. Let's cut 4 more pieces of the little bits of paper, which right here, you can use this piece. Get out of the valley. Nothing good happens there. There we go. Okay. So those are our pieces for the top mechanism. So we're doing a double spinning bit. Double spinny. I think we're good now. I threw a crescent wrench in it. So we're going to put that on there like that, similar to what we already did, right? Right? We're going to find out if I'm just crazy. Well, we know I'm crazy, but how crazy? We're going to try to aim for the center. So I'm just using my grid a little bit here just to help me out. And just try to get that in the middle-ish. Again, it doesn't have to be super precise. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and bend these, or fold these rather. I don't think they have to be that long, but it doesn't hurt anything. So I figure more for it to grab onto is okay. You could do this with fussy cuts and make your fussy cuts spin. That would be fun. Maybe we'll do that with some of the fussy cuts in this. I just don't know, your mechanism would have to be so small, but some of the fussy cuts in these sewing kits are pretty big, so I might play around with that. Okay, so there are our little bits, so they're going to go in here. Boom. Oh, did that stick down? That did not stick down. We definitely need that to stick. I'll try that again. Okay. One more here. Again, I'm just pressing that just to make it behave there for the moment until we get the glue in there. For some reason, this side is hard for me. For some reason, there. Let's give that a press. And one more. Come on. There you go. There you go. Good girl. Okay, so let's see if this was our mechanism piece for this one. So we're going to have to cut the corners on that. We'll cut it after we get it glued on, which is another option. So if you're not sure, so that should be plenty big. So we're going to put our glue on our little strips. Come on, stay. I didn't get them to lay down as flat as I should have. Okay. Just want those to stay snug up to that edge of that circle is the goal. Okay, we're going to put this on. And commit. Oh, yep. Commit. Oh, we're hanging out, but it shouldn't matter. It won't show. So, no sweat. No sweater-roomy. Okay. So we've got a double spin. So let's go ahead and glue this down as well. Oh, actually, let's turn that. See if we can turn it. Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. So I'm going to clip these corners here. They don't have to be straight or anything, so don't be alarmed. Just cutting because I can. Okay. Yeah, so now it's all inside that boundary, and that's what I was aiming for. So let's go ahead and straighten this-ish. Why are we sticking? Uh-oh, we have a problem, Houston. Houston, we have a problem. That one did not work. That did not work. Hold on. Why are you all... Oh, that one moved. That's why. Okay, let me see if I can finagle that out of there. Okay. This was not what I planned, my friends. But that's okay. We can figure it out. So when I put that down, the tab moved. Okay, so I'm just going to put more glue on it right here. And hope that that's enough because I can't really get it any lower. Okay. And I'm just going to put that down and see. Did something else move too, or what did I do? We're not moving at all. Why not? Maybe it's just tight. Needs a little bit of exercise. It's something else. Oh, something else moved. That's why. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's stop this. That was silliness. Okay, we're gonna scrap that. That did not work. We're not gonna worry about it. We tried something new that you could totally do that though. Do a double spinner. I'm not gonna take that off because I don't want to tear the paper, so I'm just gonna glue this on. That makes me sad. I really thought that was gonna be a good idea. Something moved. It's no big deal. You would want to use white glue because you wouldn't want Fabri-Tac and have the risk of things moving in there. Something moved. I didn't press them down hard enough. That was my fault, so my apologies. I'm running on fumes, friends. I'm feeling better though, all the way around emotionally, and for those of you who've been listening to my heart lately. Okay, so we're just going to put this on right here. Again, just aiming for the center. That would have been an epic idea though. I might have to do another one off camera just to try it. Show you in the pictures. But that's our little... That would have been so cool. So now let's do this. Oh my heavens. Okay, so for real, this is how it's going to go. So you glue the short sides of this mechanism. This is one part of the mechanism. Okay, and you just want those two ends, okay? And then you want to sort of find the middle-ish, okay? And we're just going to place that down as best we can, equally. And for some reason that's too long again. Not sure what that's about, but we can trim it off. It's okay if things don't go smoothly. So this time we're going to really burnish these folds, okay? I think I got a little excited and I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're going to burnish it here. When Charlene did this, she didn't even cut them, she just tore them because they're not going to show, so it's not like they have to be pretty, which is kind of nice. So there we go. So now let's see if we can do better. Do better, Cara-Renee, do better. Okay, so I'm going to give that another burnish to hopefully get that to really stay down. I didn't put them backwards, did I, in the last one? I don't think so. Okay. One on this side. Another burnish. Turn it one more time, since this edge is for some reason difficult for me. Okay, and scooch it there. There we go. Okay, so there is our bit, and then this is our square that's going to go on there. So let's try this again. Let's try this again, little lady. I didn't have any trouble with this and the ones I did off camera. Don't you know? It seems like that's the way it goes. Okay, so this time we're going to let it sit because I think that was part of my problem too, is I'm not very patient. So I'm going to just press it down and hold it. So that should not be moving. I am going to just peek here and see that everything is looking like it's in the right place. That one is, that one is, that one is, and that one is. So that should be good. Okay. So let's move on to the next thing. This is turning out to be much longer than I wanted. So this is our, where's our journal page? Oh, right here. Here's our journal page. Okay. I do want to ink this up though because it feels like it's too tall. Is it? Nope. Because I don't know what I won't be able to get to later. So let's just ink this up. So what would this look like here? Which way is which? This way. I almost feel like it looks really cool here. With that. Yeah, but we're going to have a belly band. So maybe we should put it on the inside because we're going to have a belly band. So let me change my mind on that. Forgive me. A little more inking just on the places where I know I won't be able to get to. Okay, so just there. So we're going to be working on the left side page here. Okay, so actually got a white edge, so that'll drive me bonkers until I ink it. Didn't quite get that trimmed correctly. Okay, let's make sure she's turning. Are you turning now? Are you turning? Yes! I think I picked it up too soon. That's my problem. Okay, so now we can decide what we want to be our belly band. I was thinking this would be nice because it's really neutral, but it's too small. Why is it too small? Because it's cut from a smaller sheet. That's the problem. So we could do this, and we could have it come down here. What do you think, guys? I wish you could tell me. We want a belly band because I want to show you what that will look like. So we're going to just go for it. Now, why is this so short? I don't understand. Maybe we need to cut this page down, which is not a problem. So this is 8 inches. So let's cut this journal page down to 8 inches tall, and that might solve our problem. One of our problems. I'm going to take a little bit off the top. And a little bit. Oh, that's all I've got. So I've got to go a little bit so I can even that up. So we're just slightly smaller than 8 inches tall. Not a problem. So, but that other one that I think this is the one I picked for my belly band. It's not going to really work even in here. Oh, but nope. Yep, it's not going to work. But I thought this would be really pretty because look at that, how it sits on that background. I think that background is gorgeous, but we're not going to be able to do that. So, and this is that size. So this is the same size as this. So that might work. We could put this up here. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go ahead and do it on the inside. Sorry to keep changing my mind because I don't want to waste that beautiful tulip image. So we're going to cut this down to belly band size width-wise. So I'm going to cut, so see this border here? I'm going to go about that distance on either side of the side border as well, which means we're going to lose some of our rows, but that's okay. All right, and I'm just trying to estimate here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that is our belly band. Just really wanted to show you another alternative here. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, let's ink this up. This is a much longer video than I wanted it to be. Hopefully I can trim it down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought, oh, I cut it. That's why it's not inked. Silly lady. I just want that edge inked because I can't get to it after I glue the belly band on. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on the top and bottom of this. You could also do the other thing I was considering, which, let's just pause a second here. What about if we did a vertical belly band or portrait belly band? I actually want to do that. So what would it look like if I did that? Nope. I promise I'm not manic. I promise. I'm not in love with these images that I picked, so that's the problem. Not that they're not beautiful, but they're not coordinating together the way that I had hoped, so we're just going to keep going. Okay, so a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom. I'm going to turn this just for my own purpose of the angle here. Okay. Boom. I love belly bands. They're so, what's the word I'm looking for? Versatile. And so this could go here, like that. We could also go over here as a complement and not be on a belly band, or we could do a vertical belly band over here and do it both things. Let's do both things. Why not? I'm making a mess. I'm going to use the bottom section of this. Oh my goodness gracious. I hope you guys are still here. I really do. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. I just love the colors in this. So let's do it. We can go off script. It's our story. It's our project. So we can do what we want. And we created a double page there too, which is nifty. I won't be able to finish it entirely because I didn't prepare for that change, but let's go ahead and let's round the corners of this as well, just to make it interesting. I think we did a 7mm on this one. So I do need to just ink this edge here and this inner edge here. Again, because it can be tricky to get in there after you've glued something on. So we're going to put this about middle of page. And so then our little element, see, and it should stick. Let's just make sure we've got this. I don't know if it's the same dimension. I can't remember. I think this was square, so it's 2.5 by 2.5, and this is 2.5. I'm not going to put glue right to the edge just for the sake of a little bit of grace room there. So I'm just going to put some glue all over this, not going to the edges in this case. Boy, we're all gloppy. It's warm here. It's like got like 96 degrees today, which is another reason why it was so hard at my sister's, because they have no air conditioning, and they also don't even, they're so used to the heat that they're not even bothered by it. So I need to turn this so that this glue is all stopped up. So let me clear this up. I think I need more glue before I attempt that. So pardon me. Let me try that again. Come on, glue. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because I'm frustrated with that. Gives me a little bit more time to figure this out too. So, because I want to make sure I get this centered, because this piece is a little bit off. If you see, there's more over on this side than that side. So when I put this down, I'm just going to kind of hold my journal page like this and try to line that up. Okay, like that. Okay, and I'm just going to scooch it over because we can. Okay, like so. I'm going to scooch it a little bit more. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure I don't have any glue. Once that kind of sets a little bit, I want to make sure I don't have any glue in here. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay, so there we go. I'm not going to spin that because I don't want anything to come undone. So that's it. And then I've got a variety of cards here that will go behind this belly band. I'll have to cut more to go in the belly band going that direction. And yeah, that is it for today, guys. That did not go as planned, but you know, that's part of exploring, right? That's part of taking risks. It's part of just kind of going off script and seeing what happens. There's a lot of freedom in that kind of creativity where you don't worry about breaking something, messing it up, making it irredeemable. Nothing's irredeemable in art. So keep on creating, my friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.